Jordan.
Hey guys, I'm Ilie.
And I'm Miriam.
We come from Freiburg, Germany.
And we invite you to join us on our adventure, bikepacking through 2 countries.
The Holyland Challenge in Israel and the Jordan Trail. We found the inspiration for this trip on bikepacking.com website. Initially we wanted to bike only in Israel, but we found a second trail crossing Jordan and made a plan to combine them. The plan is fly to Tel Aviv, follow the Holyland Challenge until Nazareth and go directly north. Join again the HLC Trail to King Hussein border crossing, follow the Jordan Trail to Aqaba in the south, and join the Holyland Challenge until Jerusalem. We crossed the border to Jordan last night, and if you missed first part of our series, in which we bike from Tel Aviv through the north of Israel, go and watch it to learn more about our setup and riding style. Now, in our first day in Jordan, the cultural shock is huge. We learned only in a couple of hours that openness alone will get you into trouble in this country. So Miri had her butt slapped by a 13-year-old boy just because she was too far behind me. So for the rest of the journey, Miri will ride 2 meters in front of me when people are around. When you come to Jordan, be careful, especially around young male groups. They are troublemakers. If you like the content of our channel, please support us on Patreon or PayPal. You will help us cross the world, mainly on mountain bike trails, starting with April next year. This journey will show huge insight on countless different landscapes, cultures and struggles. By supporting us on Patreon, you will also help us put a project into action that I will describe at the end of this video. And by the way, to join us in our adventures, you don't have to do much, just press like, subscribe and turn on the notifications. You can share this video with your friends and tell us your opinion or ideas about our experiences and choices in the comments below. And if you want to be on top of what is happening, when it's happening, follow us on Instagram.
ملعون ما فيها إلا شيئان ذكر الله والعمل الصالح.
So the first night when we arrived, we tried to climb a mountain to just camp there. And then there was just somebody running around with a flashlight to us. There were dogs barking and we thought, hey, this must be a closed road, we have to turn around and find another quiet place to camp overnight. But somebody just decided to chase us, to run after us with a flashlight and screaming behind us. And I was like, hey, what the hell is happening? You know, I started yelling back and I really thought he will attack Miriam. And then he just came in front of our bikes and it was basically just a little small kid. He was trying to interact with us and to know us basically. That scared the shit out of me, I think. You know, somebody chasing you with a flashlight in the middle of the night and screaming at you. Miriam, how do you feel after 4,000 meters of climbing?
I feel freaking smashed.
Freaking smashed? You've just been paddling on the street.
You need to show shit. I really can't anymore.
Okay, so let's put in perspective, but it doesn't really show well on camera.
Just try to show on the other side.
Okay, maybe on the other side against the sun. Just like, yeah, it's hard. But the nature is pretty nice, or?
Yeah, the nature's really nice. It's just tiring, and also everybody wants something from us, and that's also tiring because we never know which intentions they have. And I'm constantly, really constantly sexualized all day, every day.
Maybe things will get better in the south.
Hopefully.
Would you come here biking alone or with a female friend?
It would already be like, after 10 kilometers I would already be across the border back to Israel. Because no, never, really. It's so scary as a woman, alone. I can't even imagine how, no.
How do you think it's safe to travel in Jordan? Or let's say, do you think it's safer to travel as a couple or as a married?
Married doesn't
couple?
matter. You just need a man who actually shows that he can protect you, or that you belong to him. Seriously, doesn't matter if you're married or not. They don't care. They just need to be tamed.
Who's sexualizing you the most?
The
let's
young
say?
ones. Between 13 and 25, I would say.
Yeah.
Because all, like, above that age, I feel like they're all more trying to help and be kind and open and curious. But the young ones are just, I don't know what happens in their heads. It's terrible, really.
Can you tell me what they're telling you?
Sex. Sexy.
But not all the people are like this, or?
No, of course not. Of course not. Like, I would still say 80% of the people here, all, like, also men, 80% of the men here are really trying to just be nice. But the 20% who show us the opposite are just really hard to bear.
I don't regret being in Jordan. I think Jordan is a really nice country. There are a lot of contrasts here. You can see very rich people, very poor people. You can see very religious people and sometimes people that they don't take religion so serious. Or let's say that they don't have the same values as the golden generation between 40 to 90 or 100 years. I really love Jordan because of the landscape. What I really like about Jordan is also that they are so independent. Everybody's a little entrepreneur, like they are cultivating their own things. They don't have supermarkets. They are not so dependent on import, for example. People are also interacting a lot with each other here. I have the impression that they are forming small groups and they work really well as a society in this framework of religion and culture and everything. Yeah, I think Jordan is really fascinating.
And how do you feel about going north to south? Have you?
Yeah. Probably north is a bit less touristic. They definitely see less tourists, and that's why they tend to jump on them without being very relaxed or without allowing the tourists to relax. We had already quite a few people inviting us for dinners and accommodation overnight, and we politely declined because we didn't know what's expected from us probably, but we are also a bit tight with the schedule. And after a really long day, probably it's important for us to have a quiet place somewhere in nature where we can just relax and take in everything what we had or what we've experienced during the day. There is of course more openness, I think, in the south. The more you go in the south, the more they are used to tourists. So I would highly recommend traveling in groups in north, because you never know what to expect from people. And I think in south, traveling a few women together or couples or anything like this should not be any problem.
How do you like the trail so far?
It's very steep. I'm not prepared for so steep climbs. In Europe, I think the trails tend to go left and right until the top, and here is all the way up. So we have to kind of circle always on the street to make it onto the top. I have an 11-speed cassette with 46 teeth, so it's definitely not enough. 1x11. I'm less prepared for Jordan, like my bike is less prepared for Jordan than I should be. One more thing that I want to mention about Jordan is that people are constantly provoking you. They try to see a bit, hey, where your limits are, and being nice alone doesn't really help here. We had so far twice cars just almost touching us just because they wanted to provoke us. We had people shooting their guns in a little demonstration just in front of us to show like, hey, we are so cool, or hey, we have everything, we afford everything. So I would definitely show some attitude in terms of not responding to every kind of I don't know, hello and let's take photos together, and hey, stop for a second, and hey, just come to me, just yeah, let's get to know each other, hey, what's your name, and everything. So you kind of have to distinguish between people that are really interested in you and you can connect with, and people who are kind of provocative and curious in the same time. There is a huge problem with the dogs around houses and everywhere, basically. So the fastest way to solve this problem is to just rush to the stones, take some stones and throw away, not necessarily to hit them, but to scare them away. I think the dog owners, they don't react too much to their dogs, like calling them back or anything. And they don't mind absolutely at all if you try to scare away the dogs. So don't let the dogs come too close to you, just try to go to the stones, try to scare them as fast as possible, because sometimes there are like 10 dogs around. This is our 11th day of biking, and after completing the first part of the Holyland challenge, this is our 4th day of biking through Jordan. So far we had no warm shower, no bed. We're just biking through. We found a river nearby and we took a little bath. That's our second since we're biking. Yeah. So from Amman below, the landscape is really amazing. It's competing a lot with Iceland, just more majestic and more open and more...
Yeah, drier, of course.
Drier and taller.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really...
It's magical.
It's magical, and we're really lucky being here. People are really nice and relaxed here. Sometimes we have still problem with dogs, but we learn how to handle those. I think I'm really sad a bit not having more time to go to everybody and to have a little tea or just stay overnight.
Because everybody, after saying hello, they're inviting you.
Yeah, I think people are really welcoming. Yeah. Of course, it also seems a bit less... People are also more relaxed here and more used to tourists compared to the north. So it's a really nice place to be. That's it for now. In the next video we will take you on a ride near Petra and Wadi Rum desert. At the end of this video, we invite you to help us change a tiny piece of the world together. We've spent all our savings purchasing a beautiful place in the Carpathian Mountains of Romania, a place where we would like to bring people together, people like you. We found a dreamy place, 16 hectares of raw nature in the mountains of Romania, that we decided to buy. It is located in Bucovina, an area rich in folklore, traditions and heartwarming people. Building up on 1000 meters without access to civilization will be a challenging and costly project, but the view and the sound of silence will make up for that. You can support this channel and help us build a great resort there. It will work as an organic farm, a place of spiritual healing since it's located in the heart of famous Romanian monasteries, a psychosomatic practice where Miriam will be able to treat people, and the land being crossed by Via Transilvanica, we want to provide the hikers shelter and food if they need it. We can only face the future as a strong community, so please join us, let's build it together. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.